It begins innocently, a smile, a few texts, light-hearted jokes. Soon enough, you find yourself in a relationship, indulging in rom-coms and sharing meals you didn't even choose. Welcome to the trap. This isn't love or commitment. It's something more insidious, a slow, creeping identity theft where you willingly hand over the keys. Most men fall into this trap without realizing it. In relationships, many men unconsciously switch off parts of themselves. They trade their edge for approval, ambition for validation, individuality for harmony. Why? Because society teaches that being a good man means being agreeable, accommodating, and available. The ugly truth is that women are attracted to men who are centered, grounded, and unapologetically themselves. When you start orbiting around her instead of pursuing your own purpose, you lose your magnetism. Key traits like desire, dominance, certainty, purpose, and authenticity are what draw women in. However, when you begin to people-please and seek constant validation, those traits vanish quickly. Let's get real. You used to have a life filled with hobbies, gym time, and ambitions. Then you met her. Suddenly your gym sessions become optional, your goals are pushed aside, and your friends hardly see you. Your me time morphs into us time, and your ambition is nearly extinguished. This isn't a relationship, it's a relocation from your throne to the doormat. What's worse? She doesn't want that version of you either. She might claim to desire a sensitive, attentive partner, but what truly attracts her is a man with backbone, vision, and boundaries. The paradox is clear. The more you try to please her, the more you lose her. The trap is not love, it's overinvestment. It's like pouring your identity into the relationship as if it's a retirement fund. Healthy love isn't based on self-abandonment. Men are wired to lead, conquer, and build. This is not toxic, it's biological. Your purpose is your anchor. Yet, in modern relationships, men are often encouraged to become nice guys, which translates to suppressing desires and seeking permission to act. Ever wondered why nice guys finish last? Because nice often means neutered. She didn't fall for your compliance. She fell for your conviction, your presence, your fire. The moment you start rearranging your life around hers, you become predictable. Predictability breeds boredom, and boredom is fatal to attraction. Most women won't tell you when they've lost respect. They simply become quieter, less affectionate, and more distant. "I'm just tired," she might say, but what she truly means is, you've become predictable, soft, and boring. As this happens, communication becomes robotic, admiration fades, and she begins to envision life without you. The trap is fully activated. Let's dive deeper. Attraction is governed by a primal law, polarity. Masculine and feminine energies are like magnets, with one leading and the other responding. When a man loses his masculine edge and becomes overly emotional and agreeable, the polarity collapses. You become a roommate, not a romantic partner. Many men fear being alone, leading them to overcommit and emotionally overexpose themselves in a desperate quest for love. This creates imbalance, which breeds resentment. Thus, men often find themselves in dead bedrooms or one-sided relationships. The most dangerous trap isn't her, it's you. You trap yourself when you believe love is earned through sacrifice instead of strength. So how do you escape the trap? You reclaim your edge, resurrect your routine, reconnect with your ambition, and learn to say no without guilt. Establish boundaries without apology. Create space, not as punishment, but as a reminder that your world doesn't revolve around hers. You're not a puppy begging for treats. You're a king with a kingdom to maintain. Let her orbit your purpose, not the other way around. It's time to dismantle the myth that being in a relationship means losing yourself. That's not love. That's emotional codependency disguised in romantic attire. Want to be loved for who you are? Then be someone worth loving. Consider the man who doesn't fall into the trap. He doesn't chase validation or beg for attention. He doesn't fear losing her because he knows his worth. His identity is rooted in purpose, not partnership. He can love deeply without losing himself. This man is rare and powerful, and women feel his energy. They admire him, crave him, and respect him, not because he's emotionally distant, but because he's emotionally centered. He listens without manipulation, cares without collapsing, and supports without self-sacrifice. He embodies boundaries. Let's decode the psychological warfare that relationships can become. Ever heard of the emotional labor trap? This is where you become her therapist and emotional dumping ground, yet still end up in the doghouse for not being present enough. The more support you give without receiving it in return, the more depleted and resentful you become. Society has trained you to think being needed equates to being loved, but that's a dangerous misconception. Being needed means you're useful. Being loved means you're valued. Stop confusing the two. You can't pour from an empty cup, nor can you be a grounded man when your cup is leaking validation. This is how men lose themselves. You start off wanting to impress her, then you want to keep her, avoid conflict, and prevent breakups. Soon, you find yourself hostage, negotiating your masculinity for emotional crumbs. That's not love. It's self-erasure, the cure, radical self-respect. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you tolerate disrespect or emotional manipulation, you're not a victim, you're a volunteer. Refuse to play that game. Powerful men don't compete for validation. They radiate it. Let her miss you. Let her chase you. Let her earn you. Flip the script. You're not a desperate puppy hoping for her affection. You're the prize, the storm, the standard. Relationships aren't built on emotional slavery. They're built on mutual respect, polarity, and the space to breathe. Give her your presence, but never your soul. Protect your soul as if it's the last match in a storm, because it is. This isn't about being cold. It's about being centered. Stop being the yes man. Stop over-explaining and trying to fix every emotional storm. Stop rearranging your life to prevent her from leaving, because when you do, you leave yourself behind. And that is the trap. To further understand this dynamic, consider the wisdom of ancient philosophers. Socrates might say that the unexamined life is not worth living. This applies to relationships as well. If you don't examine your own needs and desires, you risk losing yourself in the process. Aristotle emphasized the importance of balance, the concept of the golden mean. In relationships, this balance is crucial. You can be supportive without losing your identity. Moreover, Nietzsche would argue for the importance of individual strength and self-affirmation. He might remind you that true love is not a surrender of oneself, but an embrace of one's own power and individuality. Therefore, embracing your identity while in a relationship not only enhances your own life, but also enriches the partnership. Incorporating these philosophical insights can help men navigate the complexities of modern relationships. By understanding that love should enhance your life rather than diminish it, you empower yourself to build stronger connections without sacrificing your essence. Remember, the essence of a fulfilling relationship is not just about harmony. It's about two strong individuals enriching each other's lives.